What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome to a FUT champion. No, just kidding. I'm doing packs. I'm not. We're going to do an SBC. Just kidding. This game is a joke. The game has been down more than much. No, I won't say it. I won't say it. I wanted to do the Player of the Year Mexican Liga MX SBC video for you guys today. It's actually a really good SBC card. We're gonna look at it instead, all right? Because that's what we can do. Thank you for being here. Drop a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy the content. But I also want to talk about the fact of what we see on the screen right here. And that is that yet again, we have had a prolonged period of downtime on EA. Now, it's not just EA Sports. It is all of EA. In fact, even somebody tweeted me saying that, okay, FIFA was down. They thought they'd go and play Apex. No, they won't. It's also run on EA servers, right? But this, like, a company that makes this much money shouldn't do two things. Number one, they shouldn't have this many issues with their infrastructure. It just should be brought up to scratch on a constant basis. Number two, you shouldn't have to follow a developer that has far less followers than EA's main account to get some answers and to understand. And so EA Sports FIFA has almost 7 million followers. And it has not tweeted anything since retweeting May the 4th and then tweeting Team of the Season on May the 3rd, which means we've had 2 days with outages and EA have released no information on a public forum outside of their developers, which, as I say, doesn't constitute to even a small portion of the amount of people that need to see this kind of information. So I thought to myself, let me just go and have a look at EA Sports and see if EA Sports had tweeted that there's some downtime. Now, EA Sports only has 2 million followers, but it still would have been a bigger, a bigger opportunity to tell their viewer base, hey guys, our servers are down. We're trying to fix it. We apologize, but no apologies. Just from Joel, Corey, and Zaro, and perhaps a couple of others. Them just saying the servers are down. They're working on it. We'll let you know more later. And it's just not really acceptable. On Friday, the servers went down around 9 p.m. UK time, and they didn't come back until 11 a.m. on Saturday. So 14 hours of downtime. And granted, they extended the weekend league by 24 hours, which they should just naturally have done even before it got to a bad state, just because the gameplay this weekend and just the way the game is, I guess the servers have just been having humongous issues all weekend. And so they extended it by 24 hours, which is obviously it's nice. But as a lot of people kind of pointed out, like, if you're in Australia or if you're in NA region or something, the way the hours work is you miss out on the Monday for most of the part anyway because of work, school, just time conflicting schedules. And so being down for so long during the pivotal period of time where people had the ability to play FUT champs was just shocking. For me, I for the first time in a long time, I went out on Saturday night. Family down, Zway was in town. We went out for the night, and so I had Friday and Sunday to play my games because on Monday tomorrow I'm supposed to be going to Manchester to watch the Manchester-Leicester game. But if I can't make the content, I can't take the day off to go. And so with the servers being down, obviously EA on like, oh no, Nep can't make videos. We're so sad. Let's try and get this up for him. They don't care about one individual, whether it's me or Matt or Castro or Skills or Bateson or anything. They don't care about one individual. They care about them and what they need, right? But so I was like, let me try and get like 6, 7, 8 games done on Friday, and then 6, 7, 8 games done on Sunday, and get my 14 wins on the 2 days. When it got extended by a day, didn't really benefit me because Monday is already planned for me. So now we've got to sit here and try and understand whether or not EA are going to extend it by another day. And because this is Sunday, peak time, like the servers went down around 5 p.m, maybe even 4:30 p.m, 5 p.m. It's almost 8 p.m. at the time of recording this. So they've been down again for almost 3 to 4 hours at absolute peak time for people to try and play their game. So during Friday peak time, Saturday morning, and Sunday peak time, the servers have been down. And so people are just assuming, I'm seeing on Twitter, that people are just assuming that EA will will extend it by another day. I don't think they will. I think it will just be like, because if they extend it another day, that's only going to give, Wednesday and Thursday for rivals and back into weekend league. I don't think they'll do it. I genuinely think that they're just going to leave it, let it run through, and wherever people finish, they finish. Maybe what they'll do is they'll grant everybody 2,000 points so that everybody gets access for free to the weekend league next weekend. That's probably something they could potentially do. But of course, on top of that, with team of the season being announced for next Friday, we haven't really got much content out of that. We got the end of era Antonio Valencia, which, by the way, I think is a very good card. I talked about it. I thought the SBC was really good value for coins at 220k for a top-end right back, a couple of good packs. And if you've been doing the League SBC method, you'll be able to do it for nice and cheap, And the beautiful thing about the League SBC method is you're making coins along the way. And those 86s and 88s and stuff, the cards that you get out of the League SBCs, is a repeatable process. So using it in this SBC doesn't mean that you can't then use them in a future SBC. You could just attain them again to use them in a future SBC. So I like this. What I really like about this MENA SBC card is that, first of all, the card is good. What I really like about this is nothing to do with the specifics of the card, but it is a really cheap. It's one informed player and an 83 rated squad with 80 chemistry. Now, this is coming in at 28k, which is banging again. But if you've got some of those weird 84s from the Australian League, what else gives the 84s that you would use here? Not the Super League, because the 86 Medell. The Scottish Premier League, you could use Tierney. The J League with Joe or Ibarbo or Podolski. The MLS has a couple good 85s. I personally like Alessandrini from the MLS because he's French. He links with so many. He links with Gomis from the Saudi League. Umtiti from the La Liga. He links with Doucouré from the Premier League. Where's the other Frenchman as well? There's another Frenchman, isn't there? Liga NOS is pretty good as well. The Hyundai A-League gives another couple of good 84s. Obviously, the Serie A gives a couple of good 87 and 88s. The CSL was always very nice. There's a couple more Frenchmen in the French League as well. So Tovan and Rabiot. And then, was there one more Frenchman? No. But regardless, taking Alessandrini is always nice because there's just so many players to link him to. You can get a really good French build and get a lot of chemistry from the French players. But from those minor leagues that offer the 84s, you've even got 2 or 3 of those 84 rateds. The Scottish Premier League, the Australian League, and the Championship. If you've done those guys or even the Liga MX as well, and you have those cards, you can create an 83 rated squad for so cheap. Because if you put 2 or even 3 of those 84s in, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up needing mostly 82s for the rest of it. So what these guys have, as typical with Footbin, it's not always the most efficient. They've only got 184 in there, then mostly 83s with a couple 82s and an 81. However, if you put 2 or 3 84s in there, you'd be able to get away with mostly 82s and an 83 here or there. And if you take the cheap 83s, the goalkeepers or the midfielders like Sarabia or like Giuliano, Oscar, Farman, like the really cheap 83s, I actually think you could probably do this SBC for like 24,000 coins in liquid coins. And if you obviously have an untradeable inform somewhere around the way as well, that's really nice. But to go back to the card itself, so the SBC is pretty decent. To go back to the card before we get to what kind of really excites me about this card, the card itself is pretty good. It has some really good aspects about it and some bad aspects about it, of course. Now, one of the first good aspects about it is he links to Antonio Valencia. So especially for those of us that have built icon SBCs along the way or have just got icons from the baby icon SBC, in the 4-5-1, him at right mid, Valencia at right back, you're now Premier League right, centre back or an icon centre back, and then an icon cam or whatever, or striker converted down to a cam from just linking this guy on 10 chemistry. What I don't like about this card initially is he has 3-star skill moves and he's 5'6". Just traditionally, short players in this game don't perform as well as really tall players. I much prefer 5'10", 5'11", or higher in every position on the field. I just find them to be far more effective with the way the meta is played. And obviously having only 3-star skill moves as a winger is a little bit of an issue. Not a huge issue, but a little bit of an issue. What I love about this card, first of all, in terms of his stats, what I really like is he's extremely fast already. He's got great shooting stats and great dribbling stats already with 99 stamina. With how good his passing and vision is, this is just a really well-rounded card. I mean, if you play him in the cam role, which might be a good spot for him, I think you can get him up to like a 94 rated cam. There you go, 93.7 rated cam with immaculate shooting, immaculate passing, agility, balance, and pace. He would actually be really nippy. What I would prefer, the way I would play with this card is I would either play with him central cam in a 4-2-3-1, or I'd play him as a winger in like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 wide or a 4-4-2. I would never play him as an outside cam in a 4-2-3-1 narrow or anything like that, because I think having big players there is just far too important. But there's so much you could do with this card. Like the marksman chem style, actually, I think is a bit of a waste. The sniper's pretty good. It gets his shooting to being, again, absolutely immaculate, and his dribbling to being absolutely immaculate with great pace and good passing. It's a really, really nice card. The Hawk is pretty good, boosts his pace, boosts his jumping a little bit, but I think it's just a bit too small for his jumping to be impactful in any regard. But then the Maestro guys, look at that. 94 right forward, 94 cam, 94 centre forward, 94.5 cam. And this chem style is just amazing for him. His passing becomes extremely top end. His dribbling is brilliant. His shooting and his pace, absolutely brilliant. And I don't think there's really much more that I would do for this card other than play Maestro on him, unless you were really desperate for that extra pace into him. I don't think it's worth it personally. You could give him a Hunter if you wanted to boost up his shooting and pace, but I guess a Hawk would do pretty much the same job there. What I really love about this card is not it's nothing to do with the card itself, as I kind of explained. What I really love about this card is, first of all, he's come from a 72 rated right wing and he's already up an 87 rated. But the amount EA have charged for this card, being an 83 rated squad with an inform this close to team of the season, versus the rating of the card specifically, which I think is important, versus team of the season coming, I think this is the kind of price we're going to pay for these kind of cards. So 30,000 or so coins. Like if this guy gets the team of the season card, it will also be 87 rated and tradable. And so EA are anticipating that the tradable version will be around 30, 35, 40,000 coins and will discard at 20,000 coins. So I'm excited at the fact that they've given a massive boost to him with this 84 to 87. Now, it is just 2 informs higher, right? It's the 84 to 86, the 86 to 87 as it typically would be. But it's a big enough boost where it actually gets me excited that team of the season is going to have lots and lots of cards like this, that are this rating or a little bit higher rated. You know, like if we say, for example, Richarlison. Now, I don't think Richarlison, maybe he gets a team of the season. He's definitely got the scope of getting a team of the season. But if he goes up 2 or 3 positions for a team of the season and goes to like an 89 or a 90, his card's going to be remarkable. And I think what EA have done with the card, I really like the fact, like the boost in general is massive. Like 22 physicals, 16 dribbling, 21 shooting, and 19 passing is just absolutely massive. So I'm very excited just off the back of this card that the team of the season most consistent could have really, really good boosts to the cards. And could just be super, super, super usable and very cheap, which is always, for me, the best thing that happens during team of the season. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to kind of let out my frustrations that the game is down and I can't make content past this. I can't even make menu content. It's that bad. And I wanted to kind of just share my opinions and views on that MENA card, because I do think it's a really quality card. And I think if in terms of 87 rated, I believe that he is the cheapest 87 rated. So even if you didn't want him, but you want an 87 rated card, 30k for an 87 Iniesta, 28k for the 87 MENA. It's a cool card. And of course, he is the cheapest 87 rated card on the market in any which way you want him. So that, guys, is going to be the end of the video for now. I'll be back later on today with another video if the servers come back. Probably a draft video. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to have a draft video with A&I skills again. We're going to do the highest rated draft for tomorrow. But for now, guys, enjoy the content, enjoy the video, enjoy some time away from FIFA for the weekend, enjoy being forced to not play Weekend League, and I will see you next time. I'm out. Peace.